Britain has placed a bid to host one of the greatest sporting events of all time, the Olympics. London 2012 was a huge success, which is why we're doing it again, but with a twist. NebmanShire has been granted permission to host the upcoming Olympics, but there's one problem: we don't actually have a city yet. Thankfully, the government is funding a huge new project, a brand new modern city in the heart of the county, starting off with the Olympic Park and building out the city from scratch. This is a huge risk. We've got the land, we've got the budget, and we've got the motivation, but do we actually have the time to pull it off? Welcome to the greatest county in all of England. Welcome to NebmanShire. You heard that right, we're going to be starting quite a large project in today's video. Before we get into that though, let's just recap on what we've done so far, because you'll notice there are a few changes, nothing too crazy, but just a couple of changes that you'll spot. First things first, a couple of you mentioned in the last videos that these farms won't work because I haven't got fertile land. Silly me, but I have put fertile land below it now, so they should work, although they just don't leave. But I think hopefully that'll be fixed at some point. Yep, our lovely new town hit. We'll get into this in a second, but on the approach, you'll notice, ooh, nice little bit of autosave just as we are starting the video. That's just what we like. As you come in here, you'll see traditional British fashion. We've got a Shell petrol station. Round of applause for Shell, UK's leading provider of the most expensive fuel that you ever need. So yeah, congratulations. And then we've got a couple of yellow box junctions here as well. Oh, this school's looking rather nice today. Quite like the way that we've done that, especially with the fields out the back. So we've got a yellow box junction there, and we've got another box junction here, which is good. Just to kind of clear up these junctions a bit. But yeah, it's looking quite nice, this little town. We'll get into that, but there's a couple of other things that we need to show you. You'll notice this Megalodon. This is our brand new recycling centre. We were having garbage problems throughout the whole of Kingsmere, which was affecting some of our services. So while I had about half an hour or so yesterday, I decided to build a brand new recycling centre, and this is called Kingsmere Recycling Centre. Actually, to be honest, given how much of an eyesore it is, it doesn't actually look that bad. So I'm quite happy with that being there. It's not a problem at all. And with that came a slight junction upgrade. As you can see, our lane maths has been on point. He thinks somebody's going to point out something wrong. But we've had to adjust these roads slightly because we were having a few issues. So out on the other end here, we've got a asymmetrical 3-lane initially, which branches into 4. The near side lane goes off into the recycling centre for the ease of the bin lorries. And then coming out this way, you'll see that it expands again into an asymmetrical, into a 4-lane, and then the near side lane on this side merges right onto the M4 so that they don't have to go through the kerfuffle of the roundabout, which means that all of the people can just skip the roundabout completely, and it eases some congestion on that roundabout for people that are going left, which ironically, since I've been stood here watching this, is absolutely nobody. But there was a problem, but it seems to, now that I fixed it, there is no longer a problem, so whatever. We've added a few more farms as well, as you can see, all around. We've added a few kind of farm tracks going up here, and then just added, well, yeah, farms. Pretty simple, really. Nothing too crazy about that. And then down at the bottom here, we've got a radio mast, which I actually think is not a bad position for it, to be honest. It just kind of sits there. And that is technically Kingsmere's current tallest building, although technically it probably wouldn't be classed as a building, tallest structure, is what we'd say it is. And then we've got a few more farms over here. We've got a little dirt track that runs from the edge, goes over here. Oh, and these are one of our new trains, by the way. Maestro dropped a comment on the last video saying that we should adjust the trains and give some suggestions, and that was one of them, and it looks beautiful, I must admit. Great job. And yeah, we've just got a few more pathways, farms up on here. So yeah, looking pretty good. But I bet you're dying to know what our new village is called, so let's show you. So in one of the comments there was a suggestion of Elderwick, which actually I quite like the name. So we have renamed our small little village Elderwick, and it looks beautiful. We've got 1,132 people living there. Nice little place to live. We've also renamed, from a suggestion, the station approach. This is now station approach. We've renamed that. And then we have got this as High Street, Church Street. Yeah, pretty simple, but does the job. Why are they all parking with their rear lights on? Turn your lights off. Or they're idling, which is a big no-no. We've also got a couple of different buses as well, Maestro suggested. I can't figure out how to find the London ones, so let me know. I might just be having a wobble. But nevertheless, looks fantastic. But the point of today's video, stop the faffing around. I do like Kingsmere Recycling Centre. We are building a brand new city, and this is going to be the capital city of our county, NebmanShire. And we're going to be using this space here. We're going to initially start off within this section, and then we're going to obviously, this is going to be the largest city of the map. As you can see, the whole map is quite big, and we've only used that much. There's so much room for activities. We're going to start off the initial plan for our Olympic Park. It's going to be quite cool. Different types of stadiums. A couple of sneaky unreleased stadiums that you will not have seen yet. Don't tell anybody, but exclusive access, you've seen it here first. And then we'll build out with a few like transport connections, stuff like that, either here or here. It'll be a nice Olympic Park. And then once we've got that down, we can start building out the actual city itself. And this is going to be quite a modern city, kind of like modern Britain, kind of like the way that Manchester's going at the minute with their central CBD. It's looking quite nice, modern. They're putting up a few more taller buildings, which looks really good. But yeah, you know, the vibes are there. We just want this a big stadium park. We'll say it's for the Olympics, and then we'll build out from there. So good, exciting stuff. So just to give you a bit of a tease then, I'll show you a couple of these brand new assets. Some of them are public access, one of them is not. So I'll show you that one first because I think it's quite a nice little addition. So the first one that I'll show you is this one by NebmanShire, who is one of the gods of creating like stadium arena assets. And it's a nice smaller asset this time, quite slightly different from his previous assets with the larger stadiums. But I love the way that it's smaller. It's so small, detailed. Look at the details on this. But there is something as well that makes it a little bit better than the rest. This is actually a basketball arena inside. As you can see, it looks beautiful. We've even got the scoreboards here. But this will fit pretty much perfectly as one of the outer stadiums for the Olympic Park. But look at this. You can actually upgrade it to close the roof. So you can either have the roof open or closed. Look at this. Bang. Magic. I think I'll have the roof open on mine. But just so that you know about this, Shenzhen Arena Gymnasium. It's from China, built in 1985. Looks really cool. Really like it. I would read it all, but you can read that and pause it in your own time. But NebmanShire, beautiful. I appreciate the effort that you put into your assets. Thanks for giving me a sneak peek to have a look at it before it's released. I really do appreciate that. And that's going to fit perfectly within our build today. Now, just to showcase a few more of the assets that we're thinking of using, not guaranteed to make it in, but just to give you kind of an idea of what we're working with. So first one, we've got the Sophie Stadium, I think it's called, obviously by McWelshman, the king of mods. And yes, all I can say is yes. Very large asset, but man, just wait until you see this. Look, you come in here. Oh my goodness, look at the detail on this bad boy. Absolutely incredible. Like, that is so unique. So unique. It's very large, but very unique. And it also comes with a lot of like custom props and stuff. I'm not going to go through all the props. But isn't that just a fantastic architectural beast? What a beautiful thing to look at. Really, really nice. I'm debating whether using this in the park or not. The only reason that I will be less inclined to use it is just because of the sheer size of it. As you see, compared to the rest of these buildings, it's pretty ginormous. It looks so beautiful. It's just whether we can kind of fit the scale right with our park. It might not fit in this particular build, but my lord, it's going to be in one of our builds. I can tell you that for free, because that is fantastic. Next up, this was by Sully, actually. Wow, Sully, you smashing this. This is the Kia Forum. What's it say? So it's a live music events and venue from LA. This is a fantastic looking asset. Really, really nice to look at. I think this one has definitely secured a space in our build just because of the way it looks. We'll have to, just because it's a British build as such, although this is from LA, we'll take away some of the palm trees and probably replace them. But again, the details on this are phenomenal. I think it's recolorable. It is completely recolorable to how you want it. Isn't that just amazing? Wow, all of it is recolorable. Yeah, spot on. That is a smashing asset, to be fair, Sully. Really, really, really good. Obviously, we've got the Ice Flake Arena, which we all are aware of and we know about, which could potentially fit in there. What are the details? All sports fans, blah, 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 blah. Cool, yeah. So that could potentially fit in. We'll figure that one out. And then we've got this one, Loading.com Arena, which will hold various events and things like that. This one's by, I'm sorry if I can't pronounce this right, Jorgaski? Yeah, spot on. No dramas. Again, beautiful building, nice architecture surrounding this one. Really, really good. That has potentially earned a place in our park as well. Then we've got a couple of hockey arenas, which are pretty cool, by the same creator as over here. But with this one, you can add a small little roof, which, to be honest, in the UK you'll probably need, because you're going to struggle to keep an exposed ice rink open. And then the Big Don, again, by the same. I can't pronounce it, I'm really sorry. But this is fantastic, the Paradox Park Arena. And my mindset is this is probably going to be the centre point of our Olympic Park. We can imagine potentially that we've got like a running athletics track going around here. Just kind of an idea, it doesn't necessarily need to happen. But so many beautiful assets, don't even know where to start. And then, yeah, included in the part that we want to build, we want but good public transport, make it look pretty nice, and go on there. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. So I will admit I've been in two minds about what we're going to do here. My initial plan and my ideal plan would be to have this like peninsula here by the river. That would make like a perfect kind of sized Olympic Park. It's not too big, and it will also make it so unique given that it's surrounded by these beautiful rivers and the water and stuff like that. That is the ideal scenario. Secondly, we could use this space here right on the water's edge. Good access to the highway or motorway. But then so does this side. The problem that we have is here is space. So if we were, for example, going to look at, let's say, this stadium, it's quite large. It does fit, but it's quite large. And I've got a certain way that I want to do this to make it look quite nice. So it is pretty large. Would it fit good in this corner? Yeah, it probably would. But I feel like over here and then having like the main central business district of the city on this water's edge would probably look a little bit better, in my personal opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. But it would also mean that we wouldn't be able to use McWelshman's newest stadium just due to the sheer size of it. I don't want it spanning all the way up here. So we might have to tap that one out just on this occasion. But there is still plenty of room for other things. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to try this area, because I think it would just be so unique and it will just look really, really nice. So we'll give that a go to begin with, and then kind of just see how we get on, to be honest with you. We'll just trial and error, I think. So I'm actually going to pick up all of these roads and bridges initially. I just want a nice area of my own, just to kind of use it. Well, for the time being, we'll just leave this as kind of like a cordon to say, don't go any further out than this, but in reality, I probably won't go as far as that anyway. And then we'll just make sure our land is all good. Most of it's pretty good. It does raise a little bit over here. Is that going to be a problem? Probably not. But if we just make it a little bit wider, our flat surface, it should just help us a little bit. And then what we'll do is we'll just soften that out so it's nice and approachable sort of slope on the hill. We'll just do it a little bit for the time being, just increase the power, and then just see if we could do that. I mean, it's not really made a huge difference, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So, plan, everybody. The plan is big stadium. You can probably see that I've kind of stenciled out a big stadium. So I want big stadium, and then, oh God, what's lagging today? Big stadium, straight kind of walkway, underground sort of subway stadium, which I'll show you. I'll show you now, actually. This underground one, because it will just look awesome as a centerpiece as well. And then basically a straight line from, so big stadium, underground piece, straight line, and then maybe the Kia arena, and that's kind of like the center part. And then with the space that we got around here, we'll add in the extra parts like the athletics track, the arena by DM Scopio, and all that sort of stuff. We'll bring a few roads in. If we can fit a train station in, we will, but we might use the subway underground as our transfer to a bigger sort of central train station, and then use the subway as the internal kind of run around. So I think that is going to be the initial plan. So what I'm going to do, first things first, is I'm going to place down the stadium, the large stadium. And now the road faces this way, and if you actually look at this asset, you'll see it's kind of particular about the way that it wants to face if you want the grand entrance, which will be the road side or the opposite side. And in order to get this nice and sort of straight, we're going to have this kind of not centralized to our island as such. We kind of want it to be about there, but we also kind of want a road. Right, I might just stencil out a road. So I'd say that this road is probably at a decent sort of angle. So if we just chuck that across at 90 degrees, we could probably just use that as a sort of stencil, because that is about the right sort of angle for us if we want this nice and straight. So maybe if we do that, and we add this one here, I think would be about right. And then what we'll do from here, we're just going to grab out, probably to about here. I'll do the same just over here as well. This is not going to stay. This is just kind of a stencil so that I know what I'm doing. And then we'll grab our kind of subway interface, which will be here. And we kind of want that there, which I think would look pretty cool. But I might rotate this so that these pathways are kind of facing that way. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give that a spinner. So we just want to have it so that, right, turn this off. We want to have it so that essentially the clock tower is somewhat central with the main entrance here. So probably about there. Let's just have a look. Seems central enough, doesn't it? That looks all right. It's not too skew-if. That seems decent enough to me. Because then it also gives you such a grand view of the next stadium across. So, okay. And we can work on like these edges and stuff. It'll be fine. And then I'm going to draw these lines up so that they're somewhat similar. But we want it in a similar sort of length. So this is it's going to be 256-ish. And how long are you? 232. So we want that to come out to about that height. And then we'll cross off the end and look to see if we could place our Kia Forum building as well, which was in here. This one should be alright for us to just slap on right in the middle. Like that-ish. I mean, probably about there, and then we can just move it if we need to move it. Seems alright. Seems okay. Just a little bit of nudging over. And that should be alright. The next thing I'm doing is I'm just hooking up this straight pedestrian road. Basically all the way. Oh, that's a little bit too far for this fella. That makes him unhappy. We want this to go basically all the way to the entrance. And we want the same to happen with this fella. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Do we need to adjust you slightly? I think we do. Which actually is not much adjustment needed, to be fair. That's not too bad. Just want that probably about there in the middle. That seems central to me. Good. And then for the Kia building, we want to eliminate the palm trees, just because we're in Britain and palm trees do not exist in such a climate. That seems all right. Okay, any more palm trees? No more palm trees? Cool. And you wait until this is active as well and you see the London Underground tube trains coming in and out under here. It'll be so cool. But that's kind of the initial idea for the main sort of strip that we've got going on over here, which is pretty cool, to be honest with you. It'll be quite nice. We obviously need road connections as well, which we will sort out. But for now, I think that's all right. I'm going to look at placing a few of the other buildings as well, some of the outer sporting arenas, just to kind of get an idea and a feel for where we want them, and then we'll kind of go from there. I'm just going to preempt the comment of, why haven't you used the Anfield Stadium? It looks so good. I agree, it looks fantastic, but we're going for a modern Olympic Park, and obviously Anfield is quite an old stadium, and I think it will look much better elsewhere for like a local football team rather than in the Olympic Stadium. So that's why I'm not using it. I'm thinking, are we going to be able to fit the loading.com arena anywhere? I mean, we could potentially fit it around here because it kind of curves around. I mean, we could. You know what? I'm going to put it down, but I'm not going to say that I'm definitely going to use it. I'll put it down for now, but there's no guarantees, right? No guarantees. I'd like the hockey arena. I think that would be quite a nice little addition as well. Maybe have something like, oh, do we want it there or do we want it maybe over here? No, I think we'll have it over here. Or actually, stand by, because we need somewhere for the running track. Maybe we should have the athletics track somewhere here. Is there? I'm sure there's like a different athletics track. I might look for a different running track. So I'm still working on currently sketching out where we want our buildings to be placed. This is kind of where we're at the minute. So we've got the Kia Forum at the top, the sunken subway down here. We've got a small little ice hockey area here, the main sort of stadium where all of the main events will be held. We've got the small kind of, you can do basketball, tennis, whatever within that one, and then another arena where I'd kind of anticipate that you would have the cycling around the drome, what's it called, velodrome or something like that, that sort of stuff. Maybe this could be the swimming one, who knows. But those are kind of the ideas. Maybe that would be, I think that's right shape for a velodrome, that'll be fine. That's kind of just a sketch out at the minute. I'm not entirely sure whether it will stay like that, But I think what we need to do is get rid of these trees along the outside and make it a quay, and then we can start blending this area along the coast so it doesn't look so kind of, well, bizarre at the minute. It looks a little bit bizarre, but all of my builds look a little bit weird until we get it kind of properly done. So we're gonna start off by just picking up all of the trees along the perimeter, and hopefully once we add a key, it will kind of add a little bit of definition to the area that we're building. So get rid of all of those, that'll do for now. And we're just trying to kind of get an eyeball on what the coastline sort of looks like. It might be a little bit tricky, but I'm sure we will manage it. So let's find our keys. Immediately clicks the wrong thing. And let's decide what kind of keys do we want. Do we want wide keys? How wide is the wide key? I think that's a good sort of width. I think the thin ones are just going to be way too thin. So that's a concrete block pattern. Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at that. We've obviously got the bike one as well. And then we've got the deep ribbed pattern. If I'm being brutally honest, I think this one's probably going to be best for us. I think that looks the most kind of modern and suitable for this sort of area, in my personal opinion, which is not always right, I admit it. We could consider putting the cycle paths as well, but to be honest with you, nah. No, I don't really want the cycle paths. So we're going to start off with this, and we're going to try and just make it work without causing too many problems, hopefully. So we're just going to attempt to basically key off all of the outside here. The problem that we have is just it's so low, isn't it? Why is it so low? Do you think it's because it slopes down towards the water? I feel like we might need to bring up the edges ourselves and get rid of all of this smoothed terrain. So I think that's probably going to be another job for us to do. So yeah, we're going to have to do that, unfortunately. So we'll get that done, and then hopefully we'll be able to start mashing up the place with some building. Okay, so the keys are placed down around the perimeter, and you'll notice that I've added this kind of bus route through. I've decided that in this corner it's going to be kind of like the athletes' accommodation rather than that big arena. So we're going to have athletes' accommodation there, and we've basically got like a shuttle bus that goes somewhat around to all of the arenas, or at least drops you within decent walking distance. And that's going to just be a localized little bus ride, so that people can get from here to any of these places, or from here to any of them, or just move around any of these arenas. So that's a good little addition. We'll figure out putting down some little bus stops and stuff like that as well when we're ready. But for the time being, that looks all right. I'm thinking of just hooking up where these little entrances here, seeing if we can hook them up to potentially the bus line. But I think as long as we can kind of somewhat keep it straight like that, we should be alright with it. Same with this one. We can just keep that at a 90 degree, we should be alright. Seems okay to me, seems alright, don't see any major glaring issues just there. We've got a lot of detailing to do with this, and a lot of like adding and taking away things, so it's going to be quite a project, I think. Quite the mission. So I'm going to continue drawing out a few roads and stuff, trying to connect up to the quays, and then we'll think about what we're going to do with the athletes village, and then go from there. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to build is the athletes villa. Just to kind of recap you a little bit of what we've done is we have added obviously this bus route, and then we've created this big road through the middle just to kind of hook up some sort of road traffic, such as the bin lorries, etc., around this sort of area. We're still going to do loads more adding and stuff. That's not very good English, is it? We've also added this cool little unique kind of advertisement board, which is pretty cool. I'm wondering if we could add like our own decals to that board, because that would be pretty cool as well. But like something like this would be pretty awesome. I don't know if we can pin one of these on here. Oh yeah, I think we should do this actually. That'd be pretty cool. Is there one that we can get that's a little bit... So that's large. How large is the extra large? Extra large is just that little bit too big. I mean, we could fit Mackey's in there, but is Mackey's really relevant to our our athletics arena? Maybe if we have a Vision Pro, that would be pretty cool. Maybe we'll add Google Pixel. That'll be pretty good. What else we got? Amazon. I mean, Amazon definitely would be on there, but I'm not sure if that's going to be too big. Take your own road. I don't know what that one's for. Spotify would be quite good. That's Netflix, that's Spotify, that's Amazon. The rest of these are a little bit smaller, so maybe we'll go with Mr. Bond on here. And then we'll have, let's go with Spotify, or should we go with Amazon? I think we'll have to go with Amazon because, no, Spotify, sorry, because the other one was a bit see-through. So maybe we'll go with that one for Spotify. That just makes it a little bit more realistic, doesn't it? I think that looks so cool. I really like that. With Mr. Bond on there as well. Yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. That's a very nice sort of addition. We could even put a Apple shop here or something, you know, something like that. But anyway, focus, forward focus. Right. I was going to build a small little kind of athletes village. I want to kind of try and soften this out a little bit because it looks a little bit rough for our village. I might even just flatten it out like this. Something like that. That'll do. That's a little bit flatter. And I wanted to use these little buildings. I think these kind of fit the theme a little bit. Nice modern sort of accommodation. Kind of like little flats for our wonderful athletes to live in. So I think what I'll do is I'll have a few of these. Well, actually, we'll have... Yeah, I think we'll have these ones along the kind of edge of the quay here. Maybe just something like this. Are these not meant to have like a surface underneath them? I mean, that one does. But these ones seem to not. I guess they don't really need them now that I actually look at them a little bit closer. Maybe they don't need them. But we'll just have kind of a nice curved section of accommodation here. Something like that. Nothing too wild. And then towards the central point, we'll maybe grab one of... Ooh, it's quite decisions. Maybe one of these or one of these, and then just slip a little road through there. So one that's gonna cater for all of these, like so. Hopefully. And then we might drag that across there, and just see if we can just kind of like hook that up. So what I'm going to do is, because I want this to look all right, I'm going to do that as a parallel road, see how wide that goes. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to do a parallel road, and then I'm going to adjust these buildings slightly. So we'll just do a parallel road like that. And then we'll move these ones with move it slightly like this. Draw them back a little bit. Like so. Like so. Like so. And then we will potentially try and hook these ones up. One here. One, ooh, a little bit closer, about there. Ish. And then we could squeeze a road through the middle around here. That can go straight through there, of course. And then what we'll do is I think we'll have some more, but branching off this way instead, I think. Something like that for the time being. Grab a few more of these. They're a little bit larger, maybe a couple of smaller ones. Alright, we'll just need a little bit more room here. So let's yank that out of the way. And actually, that's what we'll do, is we'll put a footpath that runs behind. Oh man, this is annoying today. I just can't think properly. A footpath that runs like this. Not really sure we needed a bridge there, to be completely honest and fair with you. I'm not really sure that it was completely necessary. I know it's government funded, but building a bridge like that is a bit over the top. And then we'll adjust that so it's not so skewiff. And then we'll add a few more of these smaller ones. Just like that. Just like that. I mean, we could still have it facing this way. That's not a problem. And then we want them... We'll put the road through first. Like this. And then we'll repeat that, but on this side. He says, as everything is too close. No! Why'd you do this to me? What we'll do is we'll bring that out like that, and hopefully we can squeeze one in sort of at the end. I mean, it's getting there. It looks like an athlete's village a little bit. We don't need loads of this, do we? We probably just need about that sort of size, to be honest. Because we don't need this to be absolutely a wham, wham, wham. I would like to maybe do this, or even whack a sound barrier. Yo, let me sound barrier. Oh, it's not going to let me do it because it's not a proper highway as such. Or it just needs me to do this. Haha! Gotcha, boy. Nearly said something. Okay. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to just tidy up each end with something. Oh, that's a little bit too tight, isn't it? A little bit too skewiff. think we'll just close them off normally because that's not working properly. So we'll do that, and we'll do that. Close off each end. We might just consider adding a small extra row just out the back here with a few more. So maybe one of those, that will fit in there, and then a smaller one in here-ish. See if we can just move them around slightly. Doesn't look like the pathway wants to pull out that one. I'll have to draw that pathway out myself, it seems, so we'll do that, not a problem. I think that's probably big enough for our athletes village. We just need to kind of make it look better, because at the moment it doesn't look very good. So we'll just hook up a few pathways amongst the village. Like so. Hook it up to the buses, hopefully. I don't know if we need to hook this path up, but we're going to do it anyway. Might just add a couple of... No, we're not going to do that bit. Add a small path that links that road to there. And to be honest with you, I might just put a path behind it, these ones as well, just to kind of add a bit of separation. Just a small pathway like that. And then we might even whack that down into here. And if we can... it just to kind of make it look more walkable and less like just thrown down. Looks a little bit better. I want to get rid of the zebra crossings, which is just gonna do that. Don't really need those because we don't have much cars here. Then we just need to kind of make a connection to this highway. Like that. And then we'll have this one kind of go like that. Okay, stand by. Okay, we've made a few additions to our small athletes village. So as you can see, we've got these various trees planted around in these skewiff shaped plant pots, which look pretty cool. I like the way that those kind of modernize our athletes village just that little bit better, which is really good to see. We've added a small bus station in here, as you can see, right at the end of this big cul-de-sac. So this will be the main route for our athletes to get to their events. The shuttle bus, which will basically take you around the whole park, which is great. At this end, we've just added a couple of food places for these people to get some food after they've done all their stuff. If they want to now eat a McDonald's, then they can. If they want to grab a coffee before their big day, then they can. There's also kind of a grill and another cafe, stuff like that, which is cool. And it's quite a nice little athletes village, to be honest with you. I didn't initially plan to build an athletes village, but I think that's just a nice sort of addition, because where are they going to stay? If we don't have one, where are they going to stay? So it's quite a nice little thing just to have in the corner over there, which is great. We might consider maybe putting a few tennis courts or something here, just to give them something to do, practice at. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think I'll put some tennis courts or similar in here, and that should just fill this space and make it feel a little bit more complete. There we go, that little adjustment there. We've added tennis courts, basketball courts, a little volleyball court, and some bicycle parking surrounded by those cool looking trees. So yeah, that looks pretty good. We haven't hooked up the bus line yet, which is fine. We'll do that at some point. But for the time being, that looks pretty cool. It's quite a nice little area. I certainly wouldn't mind chilling there before my sports. Yeah, quite good, quite good. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to place a few bus stops down for our shuttle bus route. And it's going to be pretty simple, to be honest. We're just going to be placing them outside all of the main sort of areas that we think could be worthy stopping off at. So yeah, all of the key spots. Here is going to be another one. We'll have one over in this corner as well. We'll have one probably just here. And one right at the end here. And we need to make like a turning circle for the buses there. And we need to hook up this section here with this road, so that that bus stop has a purpose. And we could try to draw out this just a little bit more and then see if we can squeeze in one of these bad boys like that, and then upgrade that with the bus lane, and that's a nice little bus turning circle for the buses. Cool. Should we hook up a little route while we're here? I think we should. So let's say from here, if they come out that way, we might as well head off down here, down to there. Come on, hook me up, boy. There's no point in stopping again there. So what we'll do is we'll go out here. Probably, oh, I mean, we could just have this going straight up and then have the second one going round and down. Yeah, why not? We'll have two routes. We'll just have this one go straight back there, just using that route. And then the second one is going to be more of the loop-de-loop, which will be up here. Yeah, we'll go here, here, and we'll bring it all the way back to... We might as well stop it here if it's going past it. And then just bring that back round the loop back to our village, which I think is going to look, well, I mean, it would be quite nice to have them. It would be quite cool and unique as well. So let's rename these. Oh, we'll just call them stadium lines, I think. And then stadium line 2. We're going to go into those and we're going to pick the bus that we want, which is going to be this one. And that's going to be the same for the other route, which I think... No, we've already done that one. Fantastic. My short memories. But am I losing the plot? That's generic. That was number 1. Have they both just gone straight to generic? They must have. They must have. We want these to be free anyway. We don't want people to be paying to have to get around on the free shuttle. So that's free. They're both generic. We'll wait for a bus to arrive and then we'll decide what colour we want. We're just going to have them blue. They don't look too bad, to be honest. So we'll just have these buses that go around the Olympic Park in blue. As you can see, they're just currently doing their thing. I think we've only got one over here at the minute. There's one more that's just arrived, which is a nice little addition to have that running around the park. Very cool. Very nice. We've got so much to do. I didn't realise how long and big this project will be. We haven't even thought about hooking up this metro yet. I know that this has a few upgrades, such as extra platforms, which would be pretty cool, but I don't think we need them. And then this big roof, which again, it would be pretty cool, but I would quite like to see the trains coming in and out, at least to begin with anyway, so we're probably going to keep that as exposed. But yeah, so much to do, so much more to do, crikey. Well, we've decided to have our very own Apple store in the Olympic Park, because where wouldn't you have an Apple store anyway? So we're just decorating it a little bit, just to make it look a less dull around the edges. There we go, a few bits of Apple branding, the Vision Pro, the Apple Watch, nothing out the back because we're going to cover that sort of section off. Same again here, and then out the front we've got a beautiful looking Apple store which just looks fantastic. Can we go in please? Let me in, let me in. I probably can get in, but I'm just not that technologically advanced. But that's quite a cool little Apple store, isn't it? And then we've got the Chicago bean here. We've changed the textures of the pathways over here over to our hockey arena. That kind of fits a theme with this. And then, although this is going to be very controversial, I really like the Sophie Stadium signs by McWelshman. So I've added them down here. We can just pretend that this is the Sophie Stadium. Over around the back here, we've added a few little baskets full of trees and bushes. A few kind of gazebos where you can imagine you can come off and you can buy your kind of sports day stuff. I think I'm going to add a few benches and things in the middle of these, but nevertheless looks pretty awesome. But we've got so much to do, and I don't know how much I can actually condense this video out. It might be a two-parter, you know, but I'm going to try and detail some of these edges in and then go from there. Okay, let's have a little look at the changes that we've made. So obviously we've got the Apple store here looking fantastic, and we've got a nice corner piece of H&M down here as well. Hooked up onto the back of that, we've got kind of a Whole Foods sort of like food market, which fits the sort of same theme as the other buildings. Looks all right. And we've got Starbucks here, placed just well so it doesn't obstruct the view of our lovely kind of advertisement board. And then we've got a pub sort of bar so you can go in and have a drink. Around the back of that we've added a few plant pots, and that's just kind of a nice sort of pedestrian zone. There's still plenty to do on there, of course, but it's just a nice kind of addition as such, and it's looking pretty nice around here. You'll see that I've got raging bulls on each corner of the metro station, with these canopies and stuff as well, a few benches, looking pretty good if you ask me. And what a cracking view it is up here. Wow, wow, wee, wow. Very nice, but there's so much to do. Got a lot of like detailing and things like that to add. So because of that, unfortunately, it's going to be a two-parter because I didn't realise how long this project is going to take. But once it's done, it's going to look magnificent, I really hope. It's nice to just have these buses running around as well, doing the old shuttle loop, even though we're not open yet, so you're just throwing away all of our money. But yeah, looking good at the moment. So much more to do, so it's going to be a two-parter. I hope you've enjoyed this part, and I hope you look forward to seeing the finished product, which will be the next episode. I didn't realise there were so many cars parked here. What are you doing? Go away, weirdos. But yeah, looks pretty good to begin with. Still loads of progress to be made, so we will power on through into the next video, and hopefully we'll have a nice complete looking Olympic Park. Thanks very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Good night.